Hello, Jorge. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Hello, Francisco. How are you doing? Good afternoon, or good evening, or good morning to everybody, whoever is listening to this podcast again for another week. And here we are. Francisco, shall we put a little bit of music on?
Okay, let's tune
Okay,
in.
let's tune in.
So, yes, everybody, welcome back to this new episode of Spanish Loops. This week we are going to the Mediterranean, Jorge. Isn't
Yeah.
that wonderful?
Oh, it's lovely. Whatever is regarding
Um,
the Mediterranean, I just go for it, whatever it is.
so, yes, this week we are going to be diving into some islands that we do have, Spain has in the middle of the Mediterranean, which are the Balear Islands.
Balearic Islands.
Balearic Islands.
You're talking about the full archipelago? Really?
Well, it's five islands, but we're going to be centering the three most important ones: Mallorca, Menorca, and Ibiza.
Ibiza. Oh,
Ibiza.
Ibiza.
Ooh.
Oh.
So the thing is that first, let me give you a little bit of big information. They are Spanish territory in the middle of the Mediterranean. As you can imagine, if it's in the middle of the Mediterranean, it is a very strategical, political wise
Yeah.
spot in the
Hmm.
world, especially back then.
Hmm.
Uh, but the thing is, well, they were there. We'll talk about the history of them. Population wise, it's a little bit over 1 million people. And the official languages, they do have two. They have Spanish, and I'm afraid to say Catalan because the people from the Balearic Islands, they say it's not Catalan, it's Balearic. For Spanish people, way too similar.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you talk to any of the people from the Balearic Islands, if you say Catalan is their official language, they say no, it's Balearic, you know. But I don't like to say this, but just to put our listeners in context, Francisco, what do you think? Just to make it like a little approach, it's like a dialect
Yes.
of the real Catalonian. Okay,
Yeah.
although we have to keep in mind that those islands they were part of the Kingdom of Aragon. Again, getting back to the Catholic monarchs, I mean there are some
1400s.
things in history that we cannot avoid to refer to because everything has a lot of backgrounds. So it was part of the Kingdom of Aragon, and it came with the crown of Aragon when who was Fernando married
Ferdinand.
Isabel, yeah, Ferdinand, yeah. And well, please go ahead.
Anyway,
I just interrupted you. I'm sorry.
so the thing is that we do have two official languages. Everybody speaks Spanish, by the way.
Mhm. Yeah.
One of the good, incredible things is the weather. We only have about 60 days of rain in the Balearic Islands.
Hmm.
It's a paradise in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea.
That's right.
As it is such a beautiful place and it's Mediterranean weather, perfect, great food. As you can imagine, the economy, the number one economy, it is tourism. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
And today we want to talk about the three most important ones, which is Menorca with
Hmm.
its British heritage, Mallorca with the royal presence, and then Ibiza, which is the fun, hippie party hotspot for
Yeah.
everybody in the world.
Yeah, that's right.
So, Jorge, why don't you start a little bit with Menorca and the British Menorca?
Sure, why not? Yeah, well, Menorca, if you look at the map of the Mediterranean, there is many islands. You have Sicily, you have Sardinia, you have Corsica, and then a little bit further to the west, you have a bunch of five islands, and those are the Balearic Islands. Okay, and those are in the arch that is forming between the Iberian Peninsula, south of France, and the western part of the boot of Italy. Okay,
Mhm.
map of Italy. And well, Menorca, what happened to Menorca? Uh, okay, we have to go back to the beginning of the 1700s, precisely at the 1700s, that year, 1700, when Charles II, the last of the Habsburgs, he passed away without any descendant. And then there was a war over there. There was our war of succession. And,
Hmm.
you know, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the Habsburgs, they were interested in continuing, but there were some kind of convenience marriage done with the French, and then the British were in one side, the French in the other, and then the Austro-Hungarian Empire as well. Well, it was kind of a mess. And we have to refer to this because at the end of that war of secession that we had, there was an agreement. It was in the Treaty of Utrecht that the main part of that thing, the main regarding geopolitical strategies, was
Hmm.
the cession of the British of what today is Gibraltar to the United Kingdom. Okay,
Yep.
and then together with that treaty, it was the island of Menorca. Menorca is the northernmost islands of that bunch of five islands. Okay. By the way, one of them, the smallest one, is a natural park. The tourism there is extremely limited. I mean, there's like about one or two hostels that they can stay overnight. The rest is just they visit and even limited. But we are living that apart. So it's Mallorca, Menorca. Mallorca is the biggest. Menorca, Ibiza, Formentera, and then Cabrera, which is a tiny little island. That's the one I was referring to. But anyway, Menorca was under the British rule in the period of almost a century after the Treaty of Utrecht. Okay, it was in 1713, and the by the way, that was in the 18th century. Okay, I
Hmm.
cannot remember if I said the date. Oh yeah, the Treaty of Utrecht,
No, passes 1700.
1713. Yeah, that's right. And the archipelago it was under the rules of the United Kingdom of Great Britain, and they really conquered the island in 1708, and it was an Anglo-Dutch squadron in the middle of the war in between the Spanish, you know, and the British, the United Kingdom, and everything in 1713 on that treaty just passed to be ruled under British hands. There is a few peculiarities in here. Um, there was another treaty, it was in the city of Amiens in 1802, in which it returned the sovereignty to the Spanish monarchy, but it was just for 7 years in the Seven Years' War that it was occupied by the French. And between sometime at the very end of the 1700s, you know, it went momentarily returned to Spanish sovereignty, Spanish hands, you know, Spanish power. So it was a very convulsive century, not from 1700 until 1800. It was precisely in between 1708 and 1802. And look at this, Francisco. This is very confusing, but I need to specify that. In that period of almost 100 years, specifically 94 years, the island was 71 under the British rule, 15 years under Spanish rule, and 7 years under French rule.
Well, that is complicated. I mean, but as we said at the beginning, it
Yeah.
is so important strategically to control the Mediterranean
Yeah, but you
that,
know, one of the reasons why the British, it's not that they gave up, but they decided, okay, which is more important for us? Is it going to be Menorca? It's going to be Gibraltar? So they decided Gibraltar because, I mean, it's in a very strategic spot,
much
okay? Yeah. So Menorca, they said, well, okay, let's give it up and let Spain just rule the way they want to do whatever they want to. Was always a historical rivalry here in between Spain and the UK regarding territories and also regarding empires. But that is just
yeah,
another
another topic that we
another
can talk.
topic. Yeah. But anyway,
Um,
have you been in Menorca, Francisco?
yes, and I think really okay, those 72 years, 71 years of British ruling, I think
Uh,
they still show a little bit because first of all,
yeah, yeah,
they have an amazing gin.
yeah. That's true.
In Spain, we don't do, I mean, we do little gin, like for gin and tonics.
Yeah.
And in Menorca, they do have very, very
So
good.
that's why you remember Menorca because of the gin. Now we know. By the
Well,
way, this is
maybe, I
this
don't
is just
know.
water, my friends. Okay, don't think.
No, but they do have. And also the port, it was designed by them. It is a very deep port.
Yeah,
And it's very, very, very well thought because we have to understand that the Brits, they are great. They were great sailors.
Yeah,
So they need
obviously.
a good port, and that is probably the most important imprint that they have left in the city. So to me, I love Menorca. It's well, in the port now you have a great museum. It's a beautiful modern art museum.
Hmm.
It's a little bit more quiet than the big party scene of the other islands, and you can still there's a lot of locals living
How,
in Menorca.
have you noticed that when you've been in Menorca that the tourists that they go there is a different kind of tourist?
It's relaxed. It's not a I don't know. It has more age. Maybe it's our age. We're
Excuse
some
me,
age.
are you calling me old or what?
No. I'm saying that we have some age. We're not 20 anymore.
Yeah, we're not chickens any longer. That's true. But no, what I was referring is that it's I wouldn't say high-end spot, but it's not the spot where you can find a deal of 7 days, everything included,
Yeah.
in a hotel for 300 or 400 euros. No, it's not one of those spots. No,
But maybe that's why it has preserved the essence of the island because you
maybe.
have,
Hmm.
you know, not as many people from outside can come and see it. So the locals, they have a very good living. So I love Menorca. It's one of the islands I personally love.
Yeah, I find Menorca a little more expensive than the other islands, although they're not cheap any longer, in the sense of what it used to be some years ago. Okay, uh, well, but let me say that whenever I go to Menorca, I've been there like I think 4 times in my life, and the last one was just like 2 or 3 years before the pandemic. And let me say, Francisco, that this is my opinion when I go on holidays. Uh, of course, we all have a budget on holidays, higher or lower.
Uh-huh.
So if I just want to make the holidays that I want, and I could do with the same amount of money something with a lower quality in one place, but if I sacrifice the quality in the sense of, okay, I'm going to go a little bit more upscale and I have to sacrifice 3, 4, even 5 days of my holidays. And instead of being 2 weeks, just going to be like about a week, 8 days, maybe nine, but with a better quality of holidays. That's my first impression. And that's when I go to Menorca, that's what I do. Okay. I know I'm going to pay more for food. Don't forget it's an island and everything has to be imported. They have few local products, but most of the things has to be imported from the peninsula mainland. And then also the quality of the lodging is much better. What you said is a different type of tourism. It's not rushing. It's not lying on the beach all day, which there are, but in another mood, in another wave. I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
explaining myself here.
I think the vibe of the island it's
Yeah.
very special because it's relaxed, but so it's Mediterranean, but it's just relaxed. Yes, it's expensive. I mean, expensive. We're talking comparing to Spanish salaries. If you talk with German salaries or American salaries, it's a okay price,
Yeah.
but to us, it's a little bit expensive.
Yeah.
If the vibe in Menorca is very relaxed, if you go to Mallorca, I don't know if you want
Hmm.
to add anything else about Menorca.
No, it just is worth visiting. It's beautiful. The landscaping is absolutely wonderful. And the only thing I just want to add over there is that just to visit the island, you need to rent a car.
Yeah,
That's
to
yeah,
any island
yeah.
of these islands, you need to rent a
Yeah,
car.
you need to
Yeah,
rent
that's
a
a good
car.
tip. Yeah.
That's the only thing I wanted to say. And now, talking, you were giving way now to Mallorca, and I can read your mind now. I know what you're going to talk about, the
It's
royalty.
Royal Mallorca.
Yeah, there you go.
So the thing is that the capital, it's Palma de Mallorca, which is the
Palma.
capital city. It is the
Yeah,
most important city of all the five islands.
yeah.
And it is a beautiful, I mean, it's a fortress. You have an amazing cathedral, a beautiful port. It's great. It's so great, so beautiful. That's the royal family in Spain. They do have a royal palace, the Palace of Marivent.
Let me make an addition here. It's not owned by the royal
Oh,
family.
okay.
It's owned by the local government that let the royal family use it
Mhm.
on their holidays in summer.
There we go. So
And
it's
it's
not property of the royal family, it is property of the Balearic government,
that's
and they
right.
lend it to the king and queen of Spain. By the way, it's a monument that you cannot visit. Very, very few times it's open. It's not one of those spots that you can, if so,
True.
it's
Was the
complicated.
name of the palace again, please?
Marivents.
Marivent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Merry vent, like viento, wind, right?
Okay.
The thing is that our former king, King Juan
Yeah.
Carlos I, in the 1970s, he he found this place as his place. He loves sailing, and it was one of his big passions. Like he has always competed in sailing. He has transmitted this passion to his kids, both our king Philip VI and his sisters. They love sailing, and this was the perfect place.
Hmm.
They came over here, and as you can imagine, if the royalty comes, novelty follows.
Oh yeah.
So all of the novelty around Europe, they followed this beautiful place.
Hmm.
And now it is a much high, I would say high end, very posh spot in the Mediterranean.
You
I
think so?
To me it is like Menorca, it's you just need money, but it's very down.
Yeah.
To me, Mallorca, it's a little bit more dressy, more prepared, and you have to, you need your yacht and you need to be invited to here. And you need to,
I
so
I, I have an opinion over there.
yeah.
I do believe that Mallorca you can find two sides of this kind of tourism people.
Mhm.
I mean, Mallorca in summertime is totally, and when I mean totally, is totally invaded by Germans.
Yes.
Don't forget, it's only 2 hours away from a flight from almost anywhere in Germany, right? Maybe 3 hours if you go from the north of Germany. Also, a lot of Danish people, and of course, a lot of Brits as well. And they go in all these cheap packages. There's a lot of hotels in the area. But in the other side, there is some parts of the island which reflects exactly what you just mentioned, that kind of posh attitude, exclusive places. And in fact, I have to tell you that the nowadays, believe it or not, the one of the most expensive properties for sale in Spain as a household is in the island of Mallorca.
Yeah.
This one is a house valued in 47 million euros, I
Oh,
think.
peanuts.
Yes, peanuts. That's right. Yeah, yeah. That's a couple of independent tours, right?
Yes. Yeah, not that.
Yeah,
48 million.
and that gives you an idea. I mean, if they
Yeah.
have one house for sale at 47 million euros, that means that there is many others that they are
Two, three, five.
top notch
Yeah.
class. Yeah. So that's. I mean, I think it's divided into. It depends where you go and what part of the island you are at.
The thing is that to me, I love, that I love art and religion, all of these things. And
No, you don't. You? Oh, come
yeah,
on.
yeah. But I mean, if our listeners have a chance to go to Mallorca, one of the must visits, it is the Cathedral of Mallorca,
Oh yeah,
where you
absolutely.
get to see
Hmm.
you have a beautiful Gothic temple,
Yeah,
but there's one chapel designed by Miquel Barceló,
yeah.
who's a modern, ultra modern Spanish artist, and he made this super controversial tribute to the ocean. So it's in the middle of a cathedral. It's like a very wacko place. I think it's worth going to Mallorca just to see the Miquel
Mm.
Barceló chapel. I love.
It took him several years to make it, isn't it?
I don't know how long it took him, but it was like forever. I
Yeah.
mean, forever.
Hmm.
So really, Mallorca, it's a beautiful place, and we have the third island, famous, the third big island, which is Ibiza.
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 Woo, party!
And now, what do you think, Francisco, that Ibiza could be known for internationally? Do you
Well,
have any idea?
to me, this the image we have of Ibiza, the 1960s and 1970s, it was the hippies.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, it was like a kind of a hippie movement down there that even created a kind of a Ibiza style in clothing.
Yes, everybody dressed in white
Yeah.
with linens and
Late
cottons and
60s in the soft years of a dictatorship, and then early 70s when they realized that it was an income of money. And then in the 80s, that was the boom and the big explosion. And what was the thing that projected Ibiza internationally
I guess
in that decade?
Pacha. Pacha is a disco, a
It's a
club,
disco, yeah, it's a club, yeah.
disco.
Yeah,
Uh,
the party days, they were
Locomia.
wild. I went once when I was very young there, and in my wild years, and yeah, it was wild. But there was a musical group,
Oh, Locomia.
Loco Mia,
Oh,
and the famous that the song that launched them internationally was had some lyrics saying "Loco Ibiza, Loco Mia, Loco Ibiza,"
Loco Ibiza,
and the
Locomia.
good thing about that was this.
The fads,
The
yes, yes.
huge big
Yes, yes.
fans that the kids were dancing with the choreography and all that kind of thing. So this is one of those big, huge size fans that they used to they
That
used
was a
to display
huge
on the show.
success.
Yeah, the choreography was fantastic, and there is even a movie about them.
Yeah,
How
on
they,
Netflix. I
yeah,
think it
on
is.
Netflix. Yeah, and it's called Ibiza
Locomia.
Locomia. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah,
But the thing is that now Ibiza, it's the all the young wealthy kids around the world
yeah.
want to come to Ibiza. You can still have that little bit hippie vibe, chill, but it's more, techno discotheques. You have,
Let's say it's an evolution of that era.
yeah, I mean, you have Pacha, you have Ushuaia, you have Amnesia, all of these big clubs where the big, big DJs in the world, they come for the summer and they have a residency in there.
And they
And
get good money for that,
oh God,
those
they get
DJs.
huge
Yeah,
amounts of money.
yeah,
And everybody who is anybody in the world comes to Ibiza. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
singers like Dua Lipa, I don't, any young singer that you can imagine
Hmm.
comes in the summer to Ibiza.
Yeah.
Any Hollywood star, young star who wants to have fun comes in the summer to Ibiza.
You
Eh,
know what you know what those celebrities what they do instead of staying in the island? I mean, they stay in the island. Yeah, they go to parties, etc. But what they do is they rent a yacht
yeah, they have all
and
these.
they stay all the time in the yachts except at nighttime when they go to any kind of these parties, whatever. I have to say, it's still going a little bit wild.
It is
Those
wild.
parties in Ibiza.
Uh, the thing is that the last time I went to Ibiza, I was a little younger. It was incredible. I mean, you have, okay, last time I did it, I was still single. So it was a long time ago. Okay. But we were in Valencia. And
Yeah.
what we did is we got on a ferry from Valencia for the day
Yeah.
to Ibiza. So
Uh-huh.
you jump on the ferry in Valencia, go to Ibiza, spend all night party nonstop. It was like, oh, party, party, party. And then the next day, you get on the same boat and ride back to Valencia.
To sleep
Those,
the whole day.
just leave. I mean, just leave. I mean, those 24 hours in Ibiza, it was so much fun. I must say that I don't remember some hours of that day, but it's okay. We don't want to know what happened those hours. Okay.
Excuse me. So you have a shade there
I
in
have a
your brain, right?
cloud of couple of hours that I don't know what happened. I would say maybe I'm a father of one more that I didn't know. I don't know. So no, just no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Whoa, I was just what?
Uh, no, but that's the kind of fun. I mean, really, we went there and it was like five friends. We were there just for the night to
Hmm.
party.
Yeah.
We went to one of these clubs. Obviously, these clubs they open midnight and they go on until sunset, and there's a big sunrises, and there's a big
From
celebration.
sunset until
Yeah, from sunset to
until
sunrise,
dawn. Yeah.
and it's beautiful, and it was so much fun. And it's got even better. Everybody says that young kids, they have a lot of fun. This last summer with my wife and the kids, we tried to go to Ibiza, and we tried to, instead of going to a hotel, try to book
I
a
know what you're gonna
house.
say. I know what you're gonna say.
It was impossible. I mean, they say, no, you have like to book in 2 years in advance, and it's going to cost you 1 week in Ibiza, 2,000 euros,
Yeah.
3,000 euros, which is like,
Lodging is become
thanks, but
very,
no
very
thanks.
expensive. Yeah.
No, that was like, our kids were like, yeah, we can go to Ibiza. And the thing is that now the three of them are 18. And remember that here in Spain, you're all grown up when you're 18. You don't have to be
You
21.
are overage when you are
Yeah,
18.
there we
Yeah.
go. You're overage when you're 18 or 21. So the three kids could go to
Party.
discos, and the
Yeah.
three of them, they were super thrilled until we saw the prices and said, we love you, but
It's gonna
nope,
be the no this time.
it's going to be a nope. So yeah, so that's pretty much about Ibiza. It's fun, it's beautiful, it's relaxing. If you are a young listener, I would really invite you to go to Ibiza because it's
Yeah,
fun.
especially in summertime. Let's say after Easter until the school starts in mid-September, that the ideal time to go to party. Now, for let's say people a little bit wiser, like our age, uh,
Yeah.
let's say you and your wife, if you want a romantic weekend, yeah, that's the perfect time. Even in winter, because the weather there is really mild, and if you get sunshine in the 2, 3, or 4 days you're going to be in that winter. I mean, the temperature is in between 75,
It's
85, even in January. So it's kind of really nice and cool place to go. Not so busy, not so crowded, but still expensive, I have to admit. And also I mean, there is a series of music out there of it's called Ibiza Chill Out, and there are several volumes. I think there are 10. I have them all here in my shelves, and there's that chill out music that's
it's beautiful.
just close your eye and takes you there to any kind of terraces with the sunsets and everything. It's really, really beautiful. Absolutely, yeah. And of
So
course,
well,
you need a car as well.
you need a car. In the
Yeah,
three islands we've been talking about, Mallorca,
yeah,
Menorca, and Ibiza, you do need a car.
yeah,
Definitely need a car to go to the little hidden beaches
yeah.
and everything. So you
That's
need a
right.
car.
That's right. Yeah.
So, well, Jorge, I
Okay.
think we've gone over a little bit of the Balearic Islands.
We have, yeah, we have. And guys out there, if you have been to those islands and you want to share some photos with us, you know already our email is SpanishLoops@gmail.com. And also, we don't have any tours scheduled yet to the Balearic
Yet,
Islands,
yeah.
but who
But we
knows?
will.
Maybe in the future, there could be something. And as you said, Francisco, something very interesting that you mentioned that from Valencia. There
Mhm.
is a ferry. Now we know that there is a ferry that takes you there. How long is the sailing?
That I don't know. That's
Okay, you
I've
cannot
no clue.
remember.
But
Okay.
also, you have a plane. You can fly from Valencia to Mallorca.
Oh yeah, the plane is like about
So
30 minutes
yeah,
flight.
it's
It's just
nice
taking
and
off and
you
landing.
just
It's
jump and
just
go
like that. Yeah.
places.
And well, that's how you can get there. And nothing else of my pot here to take out
Well,
of my hat. Just
so on top
everything.
of my head, there's one more thing. If you guys liked our podcast, please subscribe and give us
Yes.
a like, give us a thumb
Yeah.
up, because this really helps the positioning, the two
Yeah.
things, okay?
And if you share the content as well, will be
We would
fantastic.
love you.
We love you anyhow.
Oh, there we go. We love you now. Anyway, Jorge, thank
Okay.
you so much. I shall talk to you next week.
Yes, we will be here next week again with another topic. To everybody behind the waves, thank you very much for
We
your
love you.
loyalty and be good. Be good.
Adios, amigos.
Adios.
See ya.
And as usual, we want to thank all our listeners for being there every week, letting us sharing our talks. Follow us in Spanish Loops in Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or your favorite platform.
And in Instagram, you can find us as the Spanish Loops Podcast, no spaces altogether. If you want to find us the quickest way, just Google Spanish Loops Podcast and you will find us. Hasta la vista, amigos.
See you next week.